So you are here today to discuss I am. What am I actually? Where am I? What am I doing is the first step. What am I doing is not about your profession or, what you put in your passport or anything of that nature. What am I doing means, what am I physically doing every day? Here in my head. Are you with me? And that's a process actually you must sit down to do every day. It can only begin when you are comfortable with yourself. The problem is, and this is something I was just discussing in Bangkok recently, we can be alone and yet not lonely. Critically important for you to understand this difference. We can be alone without being lonely, or we can be surrounded in the midst of a crowd and be lonely. The trick is to be in the midst of a crowd and be alone, which is an art form. A totally different thing from being in the midst of a crowd and being lonely. So what's the difference? Alone and lonely. Being alone is you being comfortable with yourself. Are you with me? You can be in the middle of a mountain, on top of a mountain, in a cave, in a jungle, in a desert, and you don't go mad. Are you with me? You're totally switched on, you're working, your mind is running at full speed. In your complexity of your mind, the whole universe lies. Are you with me? People actually kill themselves when they cannot do this. They don't know what to do. And there are others who seek this solitude, who need to go find it, who go up into a cave in a mountain, or in the midst of a jungle, or in the middle of a desert, because they do want it, that solitude. But then those of us who learn to find that comfort in being alone, we can do it anywhere, anytime. Are you with me? This is a fortress, or unfortunately it can be a tent. Are you with me? Being lonely is a choice. You get my point? People, unfortunately, are lonely in the midst of a crowd. It happens all the time. You can be lonely at work. You can be lonely in a marriage. You can be lonely as a parent. You can be lonely in any position. And it has to do with the mind. So, these are things that we will discuss. I am is that question that you raise to yourself and you ask, where am I right now? What do I have to do to move ahead? Are you with me? And these are good questions to ask. And in reality, these are questions that you should be asking all the time, because the answers to these questions will change every day. Which is exactly, do you do what you say? Do you say what you do? When you say what you do, you make a promise. To yourself, not to anyone listening. First and foremost, to yourself. The person who's listening is incidental to the fact that you are speaking to yourself. Because keeping that promise is more relevant to you than it is even to them. Are you with me? If you cannot believe your own words, if you cannot believe that result is not yours. And this is a question everyone asks. What if I cannot achieve what I, think about? Right? We have a saying in networking, SW. Ultimately ending, so what? Ultimately ending, so what? Because let's remember this, we are not here to play God, we are not here to do His work. Results are His. Effort is yours. Effort is 100% yours. Effort is what changes everything. Do you get my point? The results will come out in the fashion that it does, best suited for you. The fact that you are disappointed by it, sadly, happens all the time. So, don't have expectations. Accept. If you learn to accept, you will not be disappointed. You will not be depressed. You will not be sitting down, cracking your head against the wall. Ultimately, if 1 cent is yours, it will find its way to you. If that cent is not yours, you can chase it for lifetimes. It will just escape you. Are you with me?
Yes.
So rather, put the effort into something that really counts. The dollar and cents is a bank account, Baba. The thing that really counts is effort. Are you with me? The thing that needs to count is effort, because that is the true bank statement, effort. Now every time you put effort in, what changes? You do what you say. You do what you say is the part where you deliver, right? You say what you do is when you make a promise. But when you do what you say, that's the part that you deliver. The part that you deliver is not about result, it's about effort. Did you do or did you try to do what you said you would do? And how much did you try? Could you have tried more? Those are the questions. Are you with me?
Yes.
And that's all that's relevant. That is all that's relevant. You push yourself till you break. And you will repair yourself. You will recover. Are you with me? You will renew. You will re-empower. It is a process. But let's go back to I am. If you want to take yourself seriously, that is the single most important thing of the next 4 days. You have to walk out of here taking yourself seriously. And why do you need to take yourself seriously? Because 1 million people did not open their eyes this morning. 1 million people did not open their eyes this morning. Not because they died in a car accident or died in an illness or whatsoever. This is not the figure, because that figure is much bigger. Number of people who die every day goes into millions. 37, 47, are you with me? That's the figure that you're talking about. What? 1 million out of the number of people who die every day, 1 million just went to bed. Took a nap. Are you with me? That's it. Afternoon nap. Close their eyes at night. The wife turns around and the body is already cold. Just like that. Life. Don't you think it's about time you took your life seriously?
Yes.
You're making plans for next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, this, that and the other. In the arrogance of your mind, you will do these things. But, let me ask you one question. Even if you had only 1 year to live, Baba, in 1 year it's not enough. You have too much to do. You have family, you have obligations, you have people who depend upon you. Is 1 year enough?
No.
Is 1 year enough? I mean, you are all in different places in your life right now. Is 1 year enough for someone?
Oh.
1 year is a long time. But 1 year is not enough. Here's the problem, Baba. I can't even give you 1 day. And still you don't take life seriously. Where is this head of yours? See, that's the difference. It's called sense of urgency. The people who come up and change things, who take life seriously. They come in, the energy in the room changes. They come in and look upon you. You look into their eyes and your energy changes. Are you with me? And it comes and it stems from this one point, that they realize something that you keep forgetting every day. That your life is not yours. Are you with me? 1 million people went to bed just intending to sleep and get up. As they went to bed, they were planning for the next day. They were thinking, they had ideas, they had dreams, they had things they wanted to do. Are you getting my point? They had tickets they had bought sitting in their pocket. They had made plans and closed their eyes and boom, it's over. I know you've heard me say this many times. But the fact is, I will keep on saying it and keep on saying it and keep on saying it till it rings a bell in your head. Because unfortunately, the day that you start living life seriously is the only day that your life actually begins. Your life doesn't begin until you recognize how valuable it is. Until that point in time, you're not living. Are you with me? Someone sent me a message today on Facebook. It was so good. Every once in a while, it's a good thing to have this Facebook thing going on. Because every once in a while a gem comes out. It's a beautiful one, And I love this because I just opened it, I saw it, and I was laughing for 5 minutes, then I was thinking for 5 minutes, then I went back to think again. That's how powerful it was. He says, recognize the fact that you have already wasted all the years up to now. Your life has been wasted up to now. Now please wake up. You have wasted your life up to now. Do you realize it? That's what it says. So the way we start is, when you go before, i.e. a waterfall, and you go with a teaspoon, it's not even worth going. If you're here to learn, to try to understand, then you've got to recognize that, you have to bring down this so-called ego of yours which says, I feel I have achieved something. This is not, you see, if you talk to someone who has truly achieved something, you know what they would say? More often than not, nothing. Everything belongs to him. I am just a pair of sandals. Are you getting my point? Sure. Right. So that's where you need to begin. Otherwise, you really have nowhere to go. I am zero now.
I am zero.
How's that again?
I am zero now.
It's a good place to start, okay? Never be afraid of saying that. Are you with me? Never. It is the strongest point to begin with. Are you with me? So, nothing counts. You must go down to zero. And you say, herein I am going to, because the past is over now. There is nothing we can do to change it. Absolutely zero. Tomorrow depends on what we do right now. Do you get my point? So any instant that takes any energy away from what you're going to do right now is a waste. Do you understand what I'm saying? You cannot take any instant, any energy away from this instant, because this changes your life and the future. You see, the worst thing that can happen is to become second. Nobody remembers who you are. Are you with me? Remember what I said. Results are his. Effort is yours, right? The only thing you need to remember is, am I going to be able to put the maximum effort forward? Because I have not been doing it so well up to now. I am giving 80, 90 sometimes. Once in a while I hit 100, then I drop to 70. You get my point? Is it possible that I can keep it at 90, 95, 110? Can I just blow my barriers? What have I got to lose? What have I got to lose? You get my point? And you will only feel that way. You will only feel that way when you are zero. So how should you want to leave this place right now? Do you want to go out there and say, the world, I'll take you on. Are you with me? Then you're going to hit zero and say, I'm here. Does that make sense? That's what you need right now. We are not here to talk about what you have achieved up to now. It's totally immaterial. The only thing that counts is now moving forward. So now is the only thing in your hand. It's an amazing thing, language, okay? There are certain languages which refer to the past as forward. Are you with me? So I'm told. And the future as backward. Because the way they actually recognize it is a lot more important for you to understand this than to know what language does what. Are you with me? They look at the past as something you can see because you already know it. So they say the past. We always say the future. They say the future because the future they cannot see. So by understanding the complexity of a different language, sometimes you have a different perspective on life. And it's a good way to remember that because what you need to do is focus on now. This is the only relevant thing. This moment, this second, this instant, I am zero. It's a good place to live. Who can insult you when you are zero? Who can put you down when you are zero? Are you with me? How to get angry when you are zero? So the heroes in the room, can you please stand up? We start from zero. We get to hero later. Okay? Being hero is something you must never say. You get my point? When you leave this room, 1,000 people, let them say, so be it. Are you with me? That's my answer. I am a pair of sandals. Please don't thank the sandals. Thank Him. For everything comes from Him.